eternally confused and eager to love reminded me of that film, you remember? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It took me like years to fathom.
This is a remake of that.
Yeah.
Okay, now seeing Rahul and Suchi playing mom and dad, let me tell you, when your video came out, Dil Cheez Kya Hai, I was in my doing my master's. And when I joined television, my first gig actually was with Rahul. Remember, Wakalat, I was a young AD on the show. So seeing you both play mom and dad, I just realized, apna bhi midlife crisis shuru ho gaya.
Definitely.
No, I was fine till you said this. Now you've started my midlife crisis.
Now he's going to be off for the rest of the interview. His mood is ruined. Walking off.
We're off and running now, boys. We're off and running.
It's okay. Rahul, Suchi and me are the same age group anyways, you know. So I haven't figured out life, have the two of you.
I love that you said age group, because you knew that you're definitely younger than me. So like, age group.
Not much. We just have 4 years between us.
Really?
I figured out my age, yes.
Well, what to say now? Listen, whatever you do, just don't tell people that you are playing the father and mother in the show. That's all. Just lie.
They're going to watch it and know.
Yeah.
But anyways, have the two of you figured out life, since you have been giving him advice on be your own diaper? Have you figured out life yourself?
Please don't ask Suchi. She'll give you a long, boring answer. Oh God, here it goes.
You meant that to Rahul, right? About being, yeah, that was your question. It was yours.
What she said, Rahul and Suchi.
No, yours. And say,
I'll answer.
this is what happens.
Yeah, and why don't you answer, since they will bicker like their characters in the show?
I mean, all Ray saw was them bickering and being like, I don't want to be like them. So therefore, marriage is not worth it. And then the figure says, listen, eye contact first, marriage plans later. And that's about it.
And
So that's your takeaway from the show, Vihaan?
Yes.
but
What have you done to this poor lad, yeah?
I know, seriously, I tell you, it was all Bose only, yeah, doing this. This reaction is thanks to Bose's character, not me, for sure.
No wonder be your own diaper.
Yeah. Be your own diaper. Don't let the shit come out of your brain into your mouth.
And also talking about shit, have you also figured out what that part is called between, you know, the top of the ear and the skull?
Yeah, no, that's what I was asking on Twitter. I said, what is this part called? Because that's what gets sore with the masks. It is the sorest point of every human being's body right now. This part where the mask joins the ear, you know?
Not the temple, not here.
Mask.
That's the temple.
That's not the temple.
I don't think they have a term for that.
There must be a specific name. No, but you know how biologists or whatever they are, you know, they have names for these things. They have names like
He'll figure it out sometime.
The islands of Langerhans are in the pancreas. You know, so if they can name that, which we can't even see, we don't know exists in the whole of our lives, why can't we have a name for this?
Yeah. This is a
I
biology seminar.
I want to coin a name. By the end of this interview, I'll have a name for this part of the body.
Okay.
Sure, we'll wait for that. And coming to Vihaan, what has been your biggest takeaway other than not getting married and ending up like that?
A serious question?
Serious question.
Okay.
Have you found out eager to love? I really want to know, because this generation eternally confused over V. I don't know about eager to love my time. I'm still eternally confused in my midlife. But yeah, I just want to know your...
Nobody really knows what they're doing. They might give that impression. Everyone's trying to figure it out. Everyone is, if they're not confused at 18, they're confused at 40. Everyone's going through life trying to figure out and making sure they're doing the right thing, but they don't even know. Let's take the example of Varun in the show. He tells me these rules about how to respond 20 minutes later and how to keep them on tenterhooks. He's having second thoughts right before his engagement. My parents, for example, they always tell me to do certain things, be on diaper. They're bickering all the time. They can't remember their friends' names. The AC is not cold enough. The fans are not working. People are spending too much time getting ready. I think life is just meant to be lived and figure it out along the way. I think that's my biggest takeaway.
Words of wisdom, man. Wow.
I am not in any place to give wisdom, but that's the takeaway from the show.
Utter nonsense. Netflix has given him this whole paragraph to say.
So which one of the two influenced you the most, rather?
Which one of the two? Oh, different ways. I mean, I think without Meena as my mother, I'd go insane. I would have a breakdown because Gaurav is a is a figure and a half. He's almost dictatorial in his.
He hasn't said a word about his relationship with me in 18 interviews before this. He's only spoken about his mother, mom, Meena, mom, mother, mom, Meena, mom. Let him.
Gaurav is well-meaning, but I think he's constantly disappointed that he created the son of his.
He can't believe it. It's a
Can't
shock.
believe it.
From his sperm puja.
So he's trying his best to make sure his son can live up to the family legacy and the family name. But everything he tries fails, including trying to join his own company. Ray doesn't want to join the diaper company. And I think Meena is a lovely balancing act on the other end, where like she's caring and nourishing and is providing support in terms of, please don't go insane. I am here to help you. You'll figure it out. Here, let's start with makeup. And I think that's just a lovely dichotomy that we have.
I love the way the father says, are you gay? No, if you're gay, there's no problem. But tell me, are you gay? It's so scary. Who would say that, yes, I am gay, to a man who asks a question like that? So, you can make out that the good side of his personality has to be pulled out by him. And like your sweaters in Bombay in the winter, one day you get, so that it has to be pulled out just for that one day. Otherwise, the remaining 364 days, his default thing is beat this boy. This boy needs a beating. When Meena's not looking, when nobody's looking, I can come but he'll turn. I'll tell mom, you're trying to beat me, and he'll stop. But I'm sure that his hand must have itched many, many times.
And even on set, like we'd have like one line, which is a simple line when you read it on paper, which is, where are you going? And when Gaurav says it, Ray has to stop for a second and be like, am I doing something wrong? I'm going out. Is that okay?
Yeah. I have actually figured this out because, guys that I grew up with who are dads now actually speak like Gaurav.
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just an inborn daddy, mommy thing that comes out. Because I see my own brother, he talks to his sons like that. Are you going out? Where are you going out? Are you going to be here for dinner? It was just lingo.
Except, of course, Ray's dad, when Ray says, when the dad says, where are you going? He says, I'm going out. And he says, lucky. Because he's stuck at home. Now, where did that lucky come from?
It wasn't in the script. It wasn't in the script. In fact, Suchitra once told me, like, now next take, just to mess with Rahul, when he says so at the start of the scene, he says hello, and then he says, where are you going? So Suchitra was like, you say hello back and just stare at him. So I did that for one take. He said hello. I said hello. And then there was 2 seconds. And he thought I was going to take my line, and I just kept laughing.
Become a family. That actually become a family.
No, please. I have no wish. No wish. No wish. No wish. No wish. Family, no.
Yeah, yes, definitely a good connection, most definitely. But with father and son, I don't know.
But honestly, tell me, what was it like? Are you anything like her in real life? Are you the kind of mother that she is?
Yes.
Why are you saying it proudly?
Yeah. No, I'm the kind of mother who definitely wants the best for their child, who wants to make them comfortable, no matter what situation they are in. And being as he said, being that middle person, the middle ground, between, I have a 14-year-old daughter who is, so she's at that stage where the bickering between the father and the daughter has started, and she's gravitating towards me, and I'm always that middle person. So for me, it was, very relatable what I was playing.
I like to ask parents these days, have you figured out the Gen Z lingo? Have you figured out how their mind works?
I haven't, yeah. Somebody came and told me, has your daughter called you a goat? I said, sorry? And I said, yeah. No, you mean she hasn't called you a goat?
It's like a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment. And I went to my daughter and I said, you've not called me a goat. And she looked at me and she said, you know what it means? I said, no. And it's a compliment. It's some
Greatest of all time.
Yeah, greatest of all time. Yeah. So she said, okay, mom, I'll call you a goat. I said, now why are you calling me a goat after I asked you to call? But there's a lot of this lingo that, no, I didn't know before.
10 years ago, would you ever envision yourself pleading with your 10-year-old daughter to call you a goat?
No chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, they need a dictionary for this. Rahul, what about you? Because, he came from advertising, loved his literature. So I want to ask, how are you dealing with this?
You think to understand them, I have to be lobotomized? Why the hell would I want to be lobotomized and, just to relate with Gen Z? I have no wish at all. I'm absolutely fine.
We played a game, I think, on once. We did play like a nice BTS
Fleek.
game. Yeah, and he got like a lot of them.
Cray.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But listen, if you have half a brain, you'd understand where this stuff is coming from. It originally starts, it's a mixture of street lingo, urban black, poor neighborhoods, the whole house rap thing, all of that mixed up into other culture. You can actually figure it out, where all of this is coming from. It happens in every generation. You think Vihaan is going to be on point?
On fleek.
On fleek? 3 years from now? No chance. 3 or 4 years from now, there'll be something else.
Cap.
So, it's just, you have to wait for that phase to get over. And then you have to have a conversation. So right now, I will wait. Otherwise, I will quietly walk away. No problem. Suchi can deal with them.
But which is the weirdest word both of you and Suchi have heard, other than goat?
Yeah.
And it's just the weirdest word.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's sick.
That's sick. Yeah.
That's...
Or fat. Fat. P-H-A-T. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's that actually? We must ask.
So fat's previous generation. Fat's not this generation.
No,
Is
but
it?
they still use it.
You guys still use it? Sick,
Yeah.
you guys use,
Sick,
right?
yes.
Oh, that's also on its way out. Okay. So what's the new sick?
There's one other.
Fly.
Or something about
On the way
tea.
out.
Something about tea. Yeah, she said something about tea, and I said, what does that mean? And she said, it's like pouring tea, so you're spilling the news.
Ah.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Spill the
Spill the
tea.
tea.
Spill the tea.
Yeah, spilling the tea is a thing of like sharing the gossip.
Sharing the gossip, yeah.
The cool thing, the interesting thing now that's coming up is this thing called cap, which means to be lying, like you're just saying nonsense. So like if you say something and you're saying something honestly, that you I enjoyed working on the show. Then you say I enjoyed working on the show, no cap, which means you're not lying.
And please note, he said this is the interesting thing.
Yeah.
This is what this boy is calling interesting. Cap or no cap?
Yeah.
हमारे
I find it
ज़माने में
interesting,
कैप
no
का
cap,
कुछ और ही
yeah.
मतलब था.
No, I can't say anything. Can't say anything.
So and if you think someone's lying, you say he's capping.
Thank you. I just got educated today.
Yeah, we thought about cap as something else totally. Yeah.
Pooja, whenever you want to be educated, please let us know. No problem.
No, I get scripts these days with emojis. Apparently, it's the cool thing. Nobody writes words. Emojis to check. Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Burning.
4 years ago, there was also this thing called dank, which is if something is very
I've heard gang. Yeah.
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 if something is cool, it's good, it's solid, it's dank. That's dank.
I got that. That was easy, but
Show's
it's just
dank.
She was dank. Okay.
The show is dank. The show is dank.
The show is dank.
Are there any other questions? Pooja, please. Can we get out of this? Because...
Or that bag of weed was dank.
Okay. I don't think we can discuss dank and weed anymore. But don't worry about that. But honestly, what was it about the script and the show that made three of you say yes, want to be part of it? Eternally confused and eager to love, since he's not very eager to love, since you both have convinced him. Other than that,
Well, number one obviously was I read the script and I saw the character that was so well written and so interesting, had so many things that I could really bite my teeth into and be like, yes, I want to play this. I could relate to it, but also I could work on myself in a way that I could make this its own special thing. I have mostly seen leading men or leading heroes that know what they're doing, they're confident, they're self-assured, they have their stuff planned out. Even when they go through things, they always seem heroic as they go through them. Ray doesn't. Ray is a mess, Ray is awkward, Ray doesn't know what to say. And I think that's very, very appealing in terms of finding this character that's leading a show. And also, I was very attracted to the fact that it is the lead of the show. I've always wanted to sink my teeth into a bigger role. And finally, I've had the opportunity to do that. And I'm very grateful for that.
okay. Rahul Nair followed actually from Mouthful of Sky. That was 1988. I'm not.
I can't believe you mentioned that. I'm not talking to
And
you.
it was one of the first shows that we had. Come on. It was
Yeah.
one of the first shows. Come on. And your first film, and now. I haven't seen you play a character like this. So was this like liberating and easy? Was it just easy peasy to do
It
this?
was so much fun to play a tyrannical father. Thank God I'm not married or have children. It was so much fun. I mean, I was just ad-libbing. I was adding lines because they were just flowing out of me, you know, just to be this really scary guy. It's great. But I think after Bulbul, I don't know whether you saw Bulbul.
Oh, that's a Bulbul.
That's okay. That's fine.
You scared me.
No? Yeah. So after playing Bulbul, especially the other brother,
Yeah.
who's mentally challenged, and then to play this guy, that's, you've got to be really lucky, you know, to get that. Like, I've seen Rahul in Bulbul. I'm going to cast him in Eternally Confused and Eager for Love. No, that's not going to happen, right? Like, how? So for Rahul to cast me in this was just great. It was so liberating to do something like this. It's just, you know, it's great. I mean, hopefully in season 2, I'll be in the lead. Oh, you haven't heard, sorry.
I get hit by a truck.
And he dies.
Yeah.
Garland,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask
outro.
season 2 because maybe you could make me part of it, even I'll get educated.
So
Some more new words.
I
yeah.
become Ray in season 2.
He wishes. Yeah.
She becomes my mother.
Yeah.
And we have him in a black and white 3/4 photograph like this with a wooden garland,
Yeah.
so it doesn't rot over time. You save money, but you put a wooden garland on the founder's photograph.
God.
Like in these shops when the founder's dead and you have that wooden garland.
And Jim Sarb is his father now.
So for me,
Who asked
I have
you?
to say, she asked the same question to all three of us. Okay, keep quiet.
Yeah. Of course, I was just coming to you. Yeah.
Yes. No, for me, I think I have to say, after I worked with Tiger Baby on Made in Heaven, and of course, I've worked with Excel on Dil Chahta Hai, and I've been badgering them all of these years continuously. They get irritated with me to the point that, yeah, I've been badgering them. You know, ever since I finished my work on Made in Heaven. It's like, Zoya, what next? What next? I wonder. And she said, Harry, wait. There will be something. There will be something. And sure enough, when this came up, she said, you know, I thought this is ideal for you, perfect for you. And as soon as I read it, it was just so real. The script was so real. And I was like, yes, you know, I want to play this character because she's fabulous. And I related to her. As a mom, I related to her. The bickering with the husband, yes, definitely in parts I relate to her. And yeah, but it's just a beautiful relationship with the son. And how they explain also, despite the bickering, and, you know, he says to us, why don't you split? You know, but we say, you know, this is normal life. This is what happens with all married couples. It doesn't mean we don't love each other.
No, that's not what I say. I say, you want to slap?
Yeah,
He
but
says, why are you guys together? Why don't you split?
Yeah.
He says, you want to slap?
yeah, so he just wants to slap him, but I'm the one who sits and explains everything to him
But
properly.
it's true, you know. I'm glad Suchi brought up Zoya's name because Zoya was the one who called me. And I said, yeah, Zoya, what's up? And she said, you know, there's this thing I think you'll be really good at. Why don't you have a look at it? So maybe it was Zoya, maybe it was Rahul, I don't know. But I think Zoe definitely had a very big part to play because now that you mentioned her name, she's the one who called me for this. Anyway, yeah, but
Yep.
please.
Me?
Your turn.
Yeah.
He answered.
Oh, he answered. Yeah, he's answered. Next. We can go.
Okay, now also to Rahul, last time when I spoke to you, when we before Bulbul, we'd spoken, and you were like, finally, you know, movies. You were like, the writing needs to be tweaked up. We need better, you know, scripts and stories. Are you happy now? Are you satisfied with the kind of content we are producing and the kind of content that's coming out? I'll ask Suchi also this question, but I'll start with you.
It's better. I think
What said it's better.
what happens on OTT is that because you know you're fighting another 100,000 options
Yeah.
at a click of a button, if it's not written well, you're never going to have a chance. Forget about the acting. If it's not written well, you're never going to have a chance. So the writing, and I'm so happy to see writers getting paid astronomically compared to what they used to get paid. It's still not enough, but it's still astronomical compared to what used to happen. So it's definitely getting better in terms of the writing. There is a lot of mediocre stuff that's coming out, but that's okay. The law of averages in this world is that 95% of stuff will be mediocre and 5% will be something to talk about. So those averages will not change. But overall, the standard of the content that's being put out there has definitely improved. And I think it's going to have a salutary reverse effect on the movies that come out on the big screen. I'll give you an example. My career was over as an actor about 3 years ago. I was not going to get anything to do on the big screen, which was in the lead. And apart from Dil Dhadakne Do, I ain't going to play no supporting roles in films that I don't believe in. So I knew that my career as an actor was over. I was like, fine, I'll direct for the rest of my life. I don't care. But because of OTT, that's been revived. Now what's really interesting is I am right now filming, I've taken on 3 films back to back, all of which are for the big screen. And they're massive roles. They're not for OTT. I'm like, that's not supposed to happen. I don't have enough box office heft to control stuff that's happening on the big screen. I am with a couple of other actors, but we're all in the leads. I don't know how that's happened. And I reckon it's because the writing that's happening in OTT is having a salutary effect to the writing that's happening in cinema. And once it's written that way, people are saying, who's going to play this? If it's written like this, who's going to play this? So I really think some of the OTT stars of today could now transfer back onto the screen tomorrow. Not all, but some of them will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Vihaan and Shuchi, what do you have to say? Because Vihaan actually, it's an exciting time.
He's ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone says golden age of entertainment, but what does it really mean? It means people like me can think about their careers and say, yes, this is a great option. I can work. I can live out my dreams. I can be an actor. And I think I owe a lot to OTT platforms because that's all I've done so far. And there's a lot of work, which means that a lot of people get employed. There's a huge economic benefit also. And I'm just really, really grateful that I get to be living in this time where such stories are written, where there is a demand for certain stories because audiences are so widespread, and you can write things that are so true to a person because they can be developed and made, and they don't always have to appeal to a certain amount of people.
For me, I mean, I've worked on many OTT platforms since, the advent of OTT, and this is my 3rd project for Netflix itself. Each role that has been offered has been very, very different from the previous one. There's not been any typecasting, which is a breath of fresh air for somebody who has, done character roles in films as well as, a lot of TV serials, wherein there was a lot of typecasting happening there. What's interesting is each of these characters, no matter whether they're big or small, they're very well defined, they're not just run-of-the-mill. Yeah, each of these characters is properly defined, and you know that you're going to make some sort of a mark when given a script like this, people will sit up and take notice. And it's a great time for us actors. I think it's a fantastic time. I would have to say it's like I would say a new lease of life, yes. Yeah, because you're working so much more than you did, before. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. I was literally, since lockdown got lifted, I was shooting for 8 projects, so of which only 3 have released right now. So there's a lot of work, and it's interesting work. And as he was saying, it's the writing. A lot more people are getting the opportunity to put their stuff out there on these OTT platforms because they're not scared anymore. Yeah, they are willing to experiment with their stories. They're willing to the actual ideas instead of pussyfooting around the issue. They want to actually go out there and put it out there, and it's being made. So that's incredible for the creative talent. Yes.
Absolutely. So before we wrap up, which is the last thing that you Googled about yourself, the 3 of you?
I get Google alerts whenever there's
Google about yourself. Achha, about yourself.
Yeah. I get Google alerts for when my name is mentioned somewhere, so I see all the articles and I look at what I've said and I wonder whether I should have said something different. But in the end, I'm like, yes, whatever happened, happened. This is great.
I think what I did last was probably an article about me and my husband and our marriage. Yes, it was a few days ago. It's something I Googled, yes. Yeah, what somebody had written, and I wanted to recheck that, so that's what I did last.
What about you? What about you?
Well, I've just 2 months ago, I was elected as the president of the Indian Rugby Federation. So I head the board now, yeah. So I didn't Google myself. I was actually, the sub-junior nationals happened in Hyderabad on Saturday and Sunday. And I was in Hyderabad on Friday, and then I was shooting on Saturday and Sunday, so I couldn't be there for the national. So I was checking up on that, and I'd done a bit of press in Hyderabad before I'd gone for the gone to shoot. And so what I saw on Google Alerts was, in Telugu, in the regional papers, as well as in the English papers, my interviews, and I was reading them very, very interestedly because it's a small sport. It requires all the publicity it can get. And I was putting out certain messages as the new president of the Rugby Federation, and I wanted those messages to go out clearly. And I'm glad they did justice in the interviews.
If you could be in a Netflix title, which one would it be?
In another Netflix show or in a yeah?
In an existing Netflix show or film.
Existing Netflix show, which one would it be?
Do they do pornographic movies? I have the mustache.
I would.
I have a couple of other attributes also, but
I would say maybe Mindhunter. I think that's an amazing show. And it's very different from Eternally Confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I would have also be in one of those, the docu-drama type of thriller genre, anything on Netflix from the thriller genre or anything to do with murders and mysteries, 100%.
Whoa. Rahul already gave his answer. We'll have to create that.
no, I'm terrified because I'll name a show that's definitely on Amazon and then the whole thing will be finished. So I can't. I really am terrified. I don't know which ones I've seen where. I'm confused. So I'll just leave it at that.
Sure. And the last one to Vihaan, who gets the Dramebaz award between the two of them?
Rahul.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is that even a question?
And the award goes to...
Rahul Bose.
Dramebaz.
Yes.
Listen, I'm the most underplayed, naturalistic, subtle actor in the universe. How could I be the Dramebaz?
Right.
Look at her.
Yeah.
You randomly break out into bits with the ADs and they don't know what's going on. They just start improvising with you and you're also like terrifying the shit out of them.
Yeah. Dramebaz for sure. Him.
Yeah.
These two are over the top and shocking. I've had to teach them. I've had to train them. I've had to rear them.
Thank you, Pooja.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.